Alrighty then, ghosts, ghouls, goblins, and gremlins. There was some interesting stuff that happened today. Got a little bit of a story time for you, and I don't want to waste too much time, but I do want to get into it. So, as you guys know, I work in sales, and at my current sales establishment, I tend to walk around areas, large regions, and present a product to people. And if they want to buy, they buy. If they don't, they don't. These people are usually people that are previous customers of the company or have like started an order recently but didn't finish it for one reason or another. So my job is to like get them back on board, right? That's basically what I do. And I'm very, very fortunate that I'm very, very good at my job. Well, I was in a all right area today. And when I say all right, I mean, it wasn't too sketchy, but it wasn't like, you know, super nice either. And I was really, you know, had high hopes for today. It's a Friday. People are a bit more chill on Friday. Basically, what wound up happening was there was a location that was marked with two places next to it. And the one location that was marked was a business. Now, this business had a sign on it that said, no soliciting, no yelling, no smoking, no drinking, no sitting, no fighting. It had like a bunch of like, don't do any of these things, right? And then it said like stores open, but then there was a sticky note plastered on doors, and it just said, be right back. So I was like, all right, well, it's a business anyways. I'm not allowed to sell to businesses, so I'll just mark it as a business and I'll go about, you know, my day to two doors over to one of the apartment buildings. So I go down to this apartment building. I'm like, I knock on the door and I'm looking for the downstairs apartment. I don't want the upstairs apartment. I want the downstairs apartment. So I knock on the door. I wait. And then I hear a window open above me. So I look up and I see this dude leaning out of the window. And before I could say anything, he starts screaming at me. Get the fuck out of here. You people aren't welcome here. Da 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 da. I oughta fucking get down there and beat your... I don't even know this dude, right? So I was like, my bad. You know, my bad, sir. I was just here for your neighbor downstairs. You know, we're here to help him with something. He's like, I don't give a fuck. So he like reaches for something. So I start backing off. He ends up throwing a vase outside of his window. Whole ass potted plant here. Misses me, fortunately. The vase explodes all over the sidewalk, sending shrapnel into the freaking bike lane and everything. It's just a soil, a poor dead plant, and a shattered vase. And he's screaming at me, and I'm about to walk away. And the store that was open next to the clothes store, a lady comes out of there, and she starts screaming. She's like, I'm not gonna say the person's name, but I'm gonna call him B. She's like, B, shut the fuck up. And then she looks at me and she's like, stay right there, sweetie. I'll be right with you. And I'm like, because I was about to walk away. And she's like, no, stay right there, sweetie. I'll be right with you. And then she goes back and she's like, you are off your fucking shit again. Da da da. She's like going off on. So these two are going back and forth. It felt like forever, but this exchange between the two of them was probably like 20 seconds. And I was like, bruh, I gotta get. I know she told me to stay here, but I'm leaving. So she's like, go back inside and wash your face off. And he's like, I'll be down there in 2 minutes. I'm gonna beat your fucking ass. And I was like, all right, I'm out. She's like, come in here, sweetie. Make sure you're okay, whatever. So she's like, you sure the vase didn't get you? Whatever. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. Everything's fine. You know, we're chill. I was in there talking to her. We got to talking about what I do for work, and you know, I got her interested. Now, granted, I can't sell her because she's not one of my leads, which is dumb as hell, by the way, but that's how it's done. So that kind of sucked, but there wound up being this item that was in there, and she gave me something to like bring home. So like I took a snack and I wound up actually getting something for my daughter. And before I left, that neighbor that was upstairs actually came inside and he was like, I'm so sorry, man. I'm recently recovering, and you know, sometimes and he just goes in this whole thing about how he's going through it. He's trying to be better. But like right now, I'm at like 45 minutes to an hour of I haven't knocked a single door. I've been talking to these people, like we're deep in it. So I get to talking to him about, you know, the product that we have and whatever, and get him interested. And he's telling me how, you know, as soon as he can afford it again, he'll do it. And I'm like, well, that does nothing for me. Well, I couldn't sell them anyways, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm just trying to spread the word, you know, doing my job, being a representative and ambassador, et cetera, et cetera. So I go to leave, right? I get off the door and I look to the side where the first business one was, where I wanted to knock originally, and the tag's gone, but the door's opening, and this gentleman is walking out with a it's massive. It's like a 2-foot Care Bear, clothed head to toe, and what looks like leprechaun clothing. And I'm like, bruh, what the fuck? And it's green. And the reason this is plot relevant is Astra, or AO, my wife, loves Care Bears. Now, granted, she just collects them. She doesn't snuggle with them or anything, but she's gonna hand them down to her daughter down the road. But I was like, oh, I have to go in there now and see if they have any more of these. I just have to, right? I absolutely have to. So I go in this store, and this was fucking crazy. The person that runs the store just got back, right? So it's been like 45 minutes to an hour since I originally knocked on the store, went to the store. The dude wasn't there. He just got back. So I'm in the store, and I'm looking around to ask about the Care Bears. He's like, oh, that was my last one, sorry, but feel free to take a look around. And I was like, all right, bet. So I'm looking around, and I think I told you guys this before, but my mother is a blockhead, right? She loves Legos. She collects so many different Lego sets. I swear to God, she could have a whole room filled with just like Lego displays. You know, some people have like their anime figures everywhere, or their posters or whatever. She could have a whole display case or room full of Legos. But one that she's told me that she wants quite a few times is the Millennium Falcon. We've never gotten her one. There's a few other ones she wants that she hasn't gotten. It's been a couple of years, but that was one of them. Well, what do I see in a display case on one of the rotating little platforms? Fucking Millennium Falcon. So I go to the guy. I'm like, how much is it? I want, does it come with the instruction manual, etc. Came with everything but the box, and it was a pretty good deal. So I was like, oh fuck yeah! In chat, guess what else they had there? They had like a dinosaur Nerf gun I got for my son as well. But check this shit out. Hold on, I gotta pull it up on stream. Check this shit out. For those of you that are in the know, we just finished a game recently. We just finished Devil May Cry 5. Look what they had in the shop, chat. They had Ebony and Ivory. Dude, I was like, I was blown away. I was like, fate literally brought me to the store today. There's just so many things lining up perfectly. I got the Millennium Falcon for my mom. I got Ebony and Ivory for myself. I got a sick present for my son. I actually wound up getting a seasonal Halloween bracelet for my wife, which worked out really nice. There wasn't much else she would have liked there. But I found this cool shop that has a bunch of stuff that I'd like to maybe go back in the future. And then the other thing I got too was freaking it was a figure, but somebody made a custom diorama background for it and used an actual rock and other stuff. I'll take a picture of it later, but it's really, really cool. It's not from my favorite anime or anything, but I was like, I'm not passing up on this for $10. So I was like, I have to grab this. But yeah, no, I was super stoked. I mean, the whole weird ass interaction and what felt like a complete waste of time, because I didn't want to get in trouble with my job, led to cool stuff. Now, granted, I really shouldn't be spending money right now. So unfortunately, the money I spent on this stuff is it's cutting into some of the savings that I wanted to put away for a rainy day. But this is one of those, all the signs are telling me to do it kind of thing. And this is one of those shops where they have only ones of everything. And I was like, man, I really could have realistically just gotten the Falcon and left, but I don't know. It felt really, really good. So I was really excited. And I thought about it. I was like, man, how cool would it be to start a little collection of every time I beat a game, I just get myself a little goodie to represent the game and then stack it with my stuff. But yeah, it was really, really exciting. It's really awkward. I mean, it started with a dude throwing a flower vase at me, and then it ended with me spending money at a store, which is really weird. But I thought that was a wild one for random fucking Friday in a pretty not so weird ass area. That's about how my day went.